Hey, so if you're an artist who writes your own music, you need to know about this. There's a clause that gets tucked away in a lot of record contracts, and it's designed to do just one thing: pay you less for the songs you wrote yourself. Yeah, it sounds crazy, but it's totally real. It's called the Controlled Composition Clause, and we're about to pull back the curtain on how it all works.
I mean, think about it. It makes zero sense, right? You do all the extra work. You write the lyrics, you craft the melodies, you pour your heart into it, and your reward is a pay cut from your own label? It's one of the most backwards things in the industry, and we're going to get to the bottom of it.
And here's the culprit. The whole mess comes down to this one little provision that can have a huge impact: the Controlled Composition Clause. The name sounds pretty harmless, but don't let it fool you. This clause is a legal loophole that gives labels a green light to slash the royalties they're supposed to pay you.
Okay, so let's really dig in here. We're going to cut through all that dense legal speak and lay it out in plain English. You need to know exactly what this means when you see it staring back at you from a contract.
So first, what are we even talking about? A controlled composition, it's just a fancy term for a song that you, the artist, wrote or control. Simply put, it's your song on your album. And that's the exact kind of song this clause goes after.
And this is the fundamental problem. See, by law, there's a standard government-set royalty rate for every copy of a song sold. But this clause, it basically lets the label say, yeah, we're not paying that. It gives them an excuse to pay you a discount, all because you're the one who both wrote and performed the song.
So how on earth do labels justify this? Well, their argument usually goes something like this. Hey, we're already spending a ton of money to record you, market you, and make you a star. We shouldn't have to pay the full songwriter royalty on top of all that. But let's be real. The truth is a lot simpler. It's just a way for them to save money at your expense. And this isn't just a simple percentage off the top. Oh no. It's way more clever than that. The clause uses a sneaky 1-2 punch to really hammer your earnings. Let's break down this little math trick.
Okay, this number is our starting point. In the US, the government sets what's called a statutory mechanical royalty rate. Right now, it's 12.4 cents. That money is owed to the songwriter every single time a copy of their song is made and sold. This is what you're legally owed. This is the baseline.
But here comes the first punch. A typical controlled composition clause says the label only has to pay 75% of that legal rate. So that 12.4 cents, it instantly becomes just over 9 cents. Right off the bat, you're losing nearly a quarter of your royalty income just for the privilege of writing your own song. And just when you think that's bad enough, here comes the second punch, the cap. The clause also puts a limit on how many songs the label will even pay for on an album. That cap is usually 10. So if you're an ambitious artist and you deliver a killer 12-song album, you get paid absolutely zero mechanicals for those last 2 songs. Nothing. So a lower rate and a cap on songs, what does that actually look like in real money? Let's run the numbers on a pretty realistic scenario. You're going to want to see the staggering difference this clause can make. So let's picture it. You made a fantastic 12-track album, you wrote every single song, and it connects with people. It sells 100,000 copies, a huge success by any measure. This should be a massive payday. But let's see how the money really breaks down.
The numbers here, they really tell the whole story. Without that clause, you'd get the full 12.4 cents on all 12 songs. That's about $149,000. Not bad at all. But with the clause in effect, you get a reduced rate on only 10 songs. Your total earnings plummet to just $93,000.
And looking at it like this, wow, that gap isn't just a space on a chart. That's a car, a down payment on a house, an investment in your next project. It's real money that should be in the songwriter's pocket, but it's not. Let's just put a number on that loss: $56,000. That's how much money vanished from your earnings, and that's just from one album. Imagine this happening over a whole career. It's all because of a few sneaky sentences and a long contract.
Okay, so that's the problem, and it's a big one. But knowing about it is only half the battle. The important thing is, what can you actually do about it? The good news is, you're not powerless here. There are some very real, very actionable steps you can take to fight for a better deal.
All right, this is your playbook. Number 1, fight for the full 100% statutory rate. Don't accept the 75% discount. Number 2, get rid of that 10-song cap, or at the very least raise it much higher. 3, try to limit the clause so it only applies to physical sales, since digital and streaming royalties work differently anyway. 4, you could even set up your own publishing company to have a separate business entity fighting on your behalf. And the most important one of all, always, always, always have a good music lawyer look over your contract before you sign anything. You know, this quote just hits the nail on the head. The name is completely misleading. This clause has absolutely nothing to do with giving anyone control. Its only purpose is financial. It's a reduction tool, plain and simple. So, your best weapon in all of this is knowledge. Now that you can spot this contractual trap from a mile away, and you know the steps to push back, you're in a much stronger position to protect the true value of your work. The only question left is, how are you going to use that power?